Are you going to be competent enough to work as a doctor after studying medicine abroad? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Natalie Caitlin and welcome back to the Studying Medicine Abroad series. Over the past 5 weeks, we have covered where not to study medicine. That is, red flags and things to look out for when choosing a university or medical school, general entry requirements, and how to actually apply for med school, how to excel in medical school. That is, how to turn your grades around from merely hitting the pass mark to actually getting A's. What comes next after graduation? Internship, specialization, and converting your degree back home. And finally, in this last video today, we're summarizing everything, looking at the pros and the cons of studying medicine abroad, the good, the bad, the positives, the negatives. Is it really a good idea to study medicine abroad, especially right now in 2025? Or are you just better off studying back home in your home country? So, in the first video of this series, I talked about how back in the day, studying abroad wasn't as common as it is now, but as time has gone by, it almost feels weird to pursue a degree in your home country. It's almost as if studying abroad has become the new norm. For medicine, however, things are still a bit tricky. Today, I wanted to help you decide whether it's the right decision for you to study medicine abroad, and if you're already on the journey, this video will help you decide and guide your next steps so you can come out winning. So let's start with the cons. Number one, long or difficult degree conversion when you finally get back home. So in most cases, when you study medicine abroad, you will need to have your degree verified and have your qualification evaluated before finally being allowed to practice as a doctor. This process obviously differs from country to country, right? And in some countries, it's a simple process of submitting the relevant documents and necessary transcripts, but in some countries, you might have to sit an exam before you're even allowed to have your degree verified. The reason I've listed this point as a con is because sometimes the process can drag and become unnecessarily long and complicated, and you might end up waiting for years before you're finally legally recognized as a doctor in your country. Number two, you might have a different curriculum from your mates at home. If studying a healthcare program in a different country and or region, your curriculum will probably have a few differences from those that are studying back home in your home country. This is because diseases affect different populations differently, right? To a certain extent, and some conditions are more prevalent in some regions than others. For example, I went through my entire curriculum and I do not recall ever seeing a case of malaria. But during internship, every other admission on my night calls was a malaria case. The reason I put this as a con is because it means that you will have to do more work in terms of bridging the gap between what you studied in university and what you're actually seeing in practice. Number three, you might experience some level of discrimination and negative attitudes from your colleagues and or superiors. I'm about to hit some serious sensitive spots here, but it's actually so funny. If you studied in the US, the UK, or somewhere generally considered better, you're going to be given so much attitude because God forbid you make a mistake. They'll be like, oh, but she studied in the US. Why didn't you know this? Oh, we should know that. And if you studied in Russia, China, Ukraine, the Philippines, or anywhere considered or looked down upon rather, then you're also going to be given attitude and a level of discrimination because there's this generalization that people that trained in these countries don't know anything. But we'll discuss this another day. But just know that you will have to work 10 times harder than the locally trained student to prove yourself worthy of respect and basic decent treatment. This shouldn't scare you though, and I'll explain why later. And the third thing is being far from home. Not being able to see your family, missing out on things at home, feeling lonely is so common when you study abroad. And you can get through this, video calls, traveling whenever you can, and you'll be fine. So now let's move on to the pros, the positives. Number one is having a different curriculum. I already said this as a con, but I actually look at it as a pro as well. I already explained why it might be a bad thing, right? But I like to focus on the good things in life. So you will have exposure, experience, and knowledge in training conditions that are considered rare in your home country. You'll also be familiar with procedures and investigations that are not so common or are difficult and impossible to do in your country. Number two, you graduate having built an extensive network of international medical professionals, doctors, and all of that. I have friends who are medical doctors in different parts of the world who I can exchange ideas with and gain insights into how they're managing things in their countries. simply because I studied abroad and thus I have a wide network of connections. Number three is exposure to and better understanding of different and various healthcare systems. I have seen how medicine is practiced in 5 different countries simply because I studied medicine in different places and I always use this to my advantage, right? And the fourth thing is potential career expansion. The knowledge that you gain from studying medicine abroad, once solidified with your experience as a qualified doctor, goes a long way in setting you miles apart from your mates who studied at home because of the exposure that you have working in different healthcare systems, especially if you're doing internships and attachments during your time abroad. And the last thing is more resilience. Because of constantly having to prove yourself and essentially doing the work both abroad and back home, you're more likely to be a strong minded and confident doctor. Traumatized, yes, but you will always come out on top if you set your mind to it. So, looking at all this, I don't think the fear of what if my superiors bully me should deter you from your goals of becoming a doctor if studying abroad is the option that is presented before you. Because guess what? Those that trained locally and studied locally get bullied too. Wow, you never really realize how toxic the medical profession is until you actually sit down and start narrating some things. But anyway, we can discuss medicine and its toxicities and negativities in another video. No matter where you study or studied, you will have to work really hard to prove yourself worthy of the title doctor. And so when it's all said and done, when you're the only thing standing between a patient's life and death, whether you studied abroad or not will not matter. What will actually matter is if you actually worked hard during those years, and more importantly, are you passionate and determined enough to fight for people's lives? With that said, we have reached the end of this video and the end of this series. I really hope you enjoyed these videos. In the series, I shared just a few insights, but in my recently launched ebook, Studying Medicine Abroad, a step-by-step guide, you will find more in-depth points and information that really maps out the road on this journey to becoming a successful and thriving medical professional. It's currently on sale as I have launched it recently, but it won't be on sale much longer, so hurry and get yours now. Did you study medicine? Where did you study and what has your experience been? Perhaps you're still a student and have some concerns. Let's discuss in the comment section below and help each other. Again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and this series. Let me know what you'd like to see next on my channel, whether it's a video, a series, whatever it is, let me know in the comment section. Like this video if you'd like to see more videos on these kind of topics. Share this video with someone you know who would benefit from it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you in my next series. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.